Have you ever stayed quiet when you should have spoken up? Have you ever let someone take credit for your hard work, ignored your own needs, or accepted less than what you truly deserve just to avoid conflict? The truth is, silence might feel safe in the moment, but it slowly steals your confidence, your dreams, and your worth. Standing up for yourself is not about being loud or aggressive. It is about honoring your value, protecting your dignity, and choosing a life that reflects respect. Sultan had always been the quiet man in the office. He worked hard, delivered excellent results, and yet his presence often went unnoticed. In meetings, he would sit silently, watching others dominate the conversation. His ideas were strong, but his voice remained hidden. One day, during an important presentation, a colleague confidently presented Sultan's idea as his own. Everyone applauded. The manager praised the creativity, and Sultan sat frozen, his heart pounding. He wanted to say something, but the words never came. That evening, he realized something painful. His silence was not protecting him, it was holding him back. By choosing to remain quiet, he had given permission for others to overlook him. That night, he made a promise to himself. The next time life tried to silence him, he would speak. He would no longer sit in the shadows while others took the credit. He would no longer let his worth be decided by someone else's voice. Weeks later, the opportunity came. In a meeting, Sultan shared an idea about improving workflow. A senior manager quickly dismissed it, brushing it aside as unimportant. For a moment, the old fear tried to pull him back into silence. But this time was different. Sultan took a deep breath, gathered his courage, and calmly explained the value of his idea. He gave examples, highlighted the benefits, and stood by his words with confidence. The room grew quiet. People listened. Even the senior manager leaned back, realizing there was weight in his words. When Sultan finished, there was a moment of silence, and then applause. His idea was not only accepted but praised. For the first time, Sultan felt something powerful. The respect that comes when you honor your own worth. It wasn't just about that idea. It was about reclaiming his voice, and with it, his power. Standing up for yourself is more than just confidence. It is survival. When you stay silent, when you let others walk over your voice, you slowly begin to shrink inside. You start to believe that maybe your opinions don't matter. Maybe your dreams are too big. Maybe your worth is less than others. But here's the truth: you are not defined by the opinions of others, nor by the moments when life tried to break you. You are not less than anyone, and no one is greater than you. The only difference between people who succeed and those who stay stuck is that successful people refuse to settle for less. They do not beg for respect. They do not stay in rooms that drain their energy. They know when to walk away and when to stand tall. The moment you begin to demand the respect you deserve is the moment the world begins to see your true value. But it isn't always easy. Life has a way of testing you. Rejections, failures, disappointments. They whisper to you that maybe you're not good enough. And if you are not careful, you begin to believe that lie. When opportunities slip through your hands, when people dismiss your worth, it is tempting to stay quiet and accept defeat. Yet, it is in these exact moments that you must remind yourself who you are. Failure does not reduce your value. Rejection is not proof of your weakness. It is often a redirection to something better. Even when the world cannot see your light, you must keep shining. You must keep speaking. Silence may feel like safety, but it only leads to regret. Courage, on the other hand, leads to growth. And courage begins the moment you decide that your voice matters. Many people fear standing up for themselves because they worry about losing relationships, jobs, or opportunities. They think, what if people dislike me? What if I make a mistake? What if they laugh? But here is the truth. Anything that requires you to shrink yourself is not meant for you. If a relationship survives only because you tolerate disrespect, that is not love, it is control. If a job keeps you only because you accept being underpaid and overworked, that is not opportunity, it is exploitation. The right people will value you without needing you to stay silent. The right places will honor you without demanding that you shrink. Standing up for yourself is not arrogance, it is self-awareness. It is the quiet yet powerful act of saying, I know my worth, and I refuse to settle for less. When you begin to recognize your worth, everything around you starts to shift. You stop chasing after people who do not value you. You stop settling for situations that drain your energy and dignity. Instead, you attract better opportunities, stronger relationships, and environments that reflect respect. The truth is, the world will not hand you your worth on a silver platter. You must claim it for yourself. When you stop begging for respect, you earn it. When you walk away from situations that belittle you, you step into a life that honors your value. Success is not only about talent, hard work, or luck. It is also about belief. The belief that you are worthy of greatness. The moment you decide you are enough is the moment your life begins to transform. Speaking up for yourself is not just about words. It is about reclaiming your power. Too often, people swallow their thoughts, ignore their feelings, and wait for someone else to fight their battles. But no one is coming to save you. If you do not demand respect, no one will hand it to you. If you do not stand up for your dreams, they will fade away before you ever get the chance to live them. Many people remain silent out of fear. Fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of standing alone. But here is the reality. People will judge you no matter what you do. Whether you stay silent or speak up, there will always be voices of disapproval. So why not speak your truth anyway? Why not stand tall and let your voice be heard? Of course, speaking up does not mean being aggressive or argumentative. It does not mean forcing your opinion on everyone. It means protecting your boundaries. It means saying no when something doesn't serve you, and yes when something aligns with your values. It means refusing to be treated unfairly and standing by your beliefs with calm strength. One of the biggest lies people believe is that silence keeps the peace. But silence does not create peace. It creates resentment, frustration, and regret. How many times have you held back from saying something important? How many times have you ignored your own needs just to keep others comfortable? Every time you stay silent, you teach the world that your voice does not matter. But when you start speaking, everything changes. People begin to respect you because you respect yourself. The first steps will not be easy. Those who are used to your silence may resist your change. They may question your decisions, criticize your choices, or even try to pull you back into the shadows. This resistance is not a sign that you are wrong. It is a test of how much you believe in yourself. If you stand tall through this, you will discover something powerful. The world listens to those who refuse to be silenced. Your words hold the power to shape your life. They can open doors, create opportunities, and inspire others. But this power only works if you choose to use it. Stop waiting for permission. Stop apologizing for having an opinion. Stop shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. Your voice is a gift. Use it with confidence, and watch how everything around you begins to change. One of the greatest chains that keeps people silent is the fear of judgment. Too many dreams have died because of a single thought: what will people say? The fear of criticism is like an invisible cage, holding you back from the life you deserve. But the truth is, people will always talk. Some will misunderstand you, some will doubt you, and some will criticize you simply because they lack the courage to chase their own dreams. Their judgment is not about you. It is about them. You cannot control what others think, but you can control how much power you give their opinions. The moment you stop letting their voices dictate your path, you take your power back. You begin making choices not for approval, but for growth. And that is when true freedom begins. Fear of judgment often comes from the need for validation. We want people to accept us, to agree with us, to celebrate our choices. And when they don't, we feel discouraged. But here is a powerful truth. You are not here to please everyone. You are here to grow, to evolve, to live a life true to yourself. And that path will not always make sense to others. Some will doubt you because they cannot imagine doing what you are doing. Others will criticize you because they are afraid to chase their own dreams. Their doubts are not your burden. Their fears are not your responsibility. The only approval you truly need is your own. When you stop craving validation from the outside world, you unlock the strength to walk your own path with confidence. Living authentically means filtering out the noise. It means learning to recognize the difference between constructive feedback and destructive negativity. When someone who truly cares about you offers advice, listen with an open mind. But when someone who has never taken a risk in their life tells you that your dreams are impossible, let their words pass like wind. Too often, people abandon their passions because society whispers it's too risky. They stay trapped in jobs they hate, relationships that suffocate them, and routines that kill their spirit, all because they fear judgment. But here is the question: will society's opinion pay your bills? Will their approval create your happiness? Will their criticism build your future? The answer is no. You are the one who has to live your life, so live it in a way that honors your heart. Some people will never understand your journey, and that is okay. You do not need the whole world to believe in you. You only need to believe in yourself. When you hold on to that belief, something powerful happens. The voices of doubt lose their power. The criticisms that once cut you deeply now feel small and meaningless. And slowly your courage grows. Success belongs to those who refuse to let fear dictate their path. It belongs to those who take the first step, even when others say they will fail. It belongs to those who dare to dream loudly in a world that tells them to stay quiet. Do not let the noise of others drown out the voice inside you. That voice, the one that whispers, "You are meant for more," is the one you must listen to. Living with courage also means setting boundaries. Boundaries are not walls that keep people out. They are gates that protect your energy, your peace, and your dignity. Too many people feel drained, used, and unappreciated because they never learned to say no. They stretch themselves thin, saying yes to everyone else while abandoning their own needs. But here's the truth: if you don't respect your time, no one else will. If you don't protect your energy, people will drain it without hesitation. Setting boundaries is not selfish. It is necessary. It teaches others how to treat you. Every time you say yes to things that don't serve you, you say no to the life you actually want. Boundaries are not about pushing people away. They are about making room for the right people, the right opportunities, and the right growth. It's not always easy to set boundaries, especially if you are used to being the one who gives endlessly. People may resist at first. They may accuse you of changing, of being selfish, of caring less. But this resistance is not a sign that you are wrong. It is proof that you are finally valuing yourself. Remember this: the people who truly respect you will never be threatened by your boundaries. They will honor them. Those who push against your limits are the ones who benefited from your silence and your self-sacrifice. When you set boundaries, you are teaching the world how to value you. And as difficult as it may feel in the beginning, it is one of the greatest acts of self-love. Protecting your time, your peace, and your dignity is not just a choice. It is a declaration of your worth. Every time you choose yourself, you grow stronger. Every time you say no to something that drains you, you create space for something that empowers you. Self-respect is not about arrogance. It is about alignment. It is about living a life where your choices, your energy, and your values all match who you truly are. When you compromise too often, you end up living a life designed for others. But when you honor your boundaries, you begin living a life designed for you. Imagine the freedom of waking up every day knowing you are not pretending, not shrinking, not apologizing for existing. That freedom is born from courage. The courage to stand up for yourself, even when it feels uncomfortable. The moment you stop betraying yourself is the moment you truly begin to live. But courage does not mean fear disappears. Fear will always be there. The difference is in how you respond to it. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward despite it. Think about it. Every breakthrough in your life will first require you to face something that scares you. Speaking up, setting boundaries, chasing your dreams, none of these come without discomfort. But growth lives on the other side of discomfort. Too many people wait until they feel ready to take action, but readiness never arrives. The only way to build confidence is through action. Each time you stand up for yourself, each time you choose courage over silence, you weaken fear's grip on you. Step by step, your strength grows. Think about the opportunities you've lost in the past simply because fear held you back. The words you never said, the chances you never took, the dreams you quietly buried. Silence may have protected you from conflict, but it also robbed you of growth. Regret is the price of staying silent. But here's the good news. You can break that cycle today. You can choose to speak, to act, to step forward. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment, because that moment doesn't exist. The perfect time to claim your worth is now. Every time you decide to stop shrinking, you break free from the chains of regret and step into possibility. The past cannot be changed, but your future is still waiting for you to claim it. Standing up for yourself is also about persistence. There will be times when you speak up and still face rejection. Times when you set boundaries and people still test them. Times when you chase your dreams and fall short. But none of these mean you are unworthy. They mean you are human. Success is not built on never falling. It is built on rising every time you do. Your worth is not proven by perfection, but by resilience. The strongest people are not those who never get knocked down, but those who refuse to stay there. When you fall, rise with dignity. When you are doubted, move with quiet determination. The world respects persistence far more than it respects silence. The more you stand up for yourself, the more you inspire others to do the same. Think about it. Every time you choose courage, someone watching finds courage too. Your strength becomes a mirror, reflecting possibility to those who feel invisible. Standing tall is not just about you. It is about every person who learns from your example. There will always be people who doubt you, criticize you, or misunderstand you. But there will also be people who admire you, who find hope in your journey, who feel less alone because of your courage. You never know who is watching, who is waiting for proof that it's possible to break free. And when you choose to honor your worth, you give them that proof. Every act of courage begins with a choice, the choice to value yourself. Too often, people wait for someone else to validate them, to tell them they are enough, to give them permission to shine. But the truth is, no one can give you that permission. You must give it to yourself. When you stop waiting for external approval, you unlock the freedom to live authentically. You begin making decisions based not on fear, but on purpose. This is where true strength comes from. Not from being louder than others, but from being aligned with yourself. The moment you choose to live by your own worth is the moment you stop living small. Authenticity is powerful, but it requires courage to maintain. The world will constantly pressure you to fit into molds, to act a certain way, to believe certain things, to lower your standards for acceptance. If you're not careful, you will trade your identity for comfort. But comfort is a cage disguised as safety. Real freedom comes from being unapologetically yourself. People may not always understand your choices, but they don't need to. Your journey is yours, and no explanation is required for living a life that feels right for you. Those who truly respect you will never demand that you shrink to make them comfortable. As you stand up for yourself, you begin to notice a shift in your relationships. The ones built on control, disrespect, or convenience will fall away. It might hurt, but that loss creates space for healthier connections. The people who remain will be those who truly value you, those who see your worth and celebrate your boundaries. In both friendships and careers, this shift is necessary. Because the truth is, you cannot build a fulfilling life surrounded by those who constantly diminish you. Choosing yourself may cost you some relationships, but it will never cost you the right ones. Standing up for yourself is not a single act. It is a lifelong practice. There will always be new challenges, new people who test your boundaries, new moments when fear tries to silence you. But each time you choose courage, you strengthen the foundation of your self-respect. Remember, Your worth does not decrease when people fail to see it. Your value does not disappear because someone else refuses to acknowledge it. The world may try to define you, but only you hold the final word. Your life is too precious to be lived in silence, too meaningful to be wasted on shrinking. Speak, act, choose yourself again and again. At the heart of it all, standing up for yourself is about reclaiming your power. It is about saying, I matter. My voice matters. My dreams matter. When you honor your worth, you step into a life of confidence, dignity, and purpose. You stop settling for less and begin creating the future you truly deserve. The road will not always be easy, but it will always be worth it, because the greatest regret is not in trying and failing. It is in never trying at all. So believe in yourself, trust your voice, protect your boundaries, live boldly and unapologetically. If you found this message inspiring, like this video and explore more of our channel for powerful, life-changing content.